Hey, buddy.
All right. Yeah. Hey, what's going on?
This is the first
Just
one, eh?
first one, man.
We're gonna crack this
Um,
one out of the park.
yeah, we some technical difficulties to this point, but
That's all good.
we're working with it.
All right, man. That
Um,
was pretty exciting today. That was pretty sweet. Get on the
yeah,
radio.
yeah. Um, Big City Radio. It's a big shout out to Big City Radio. We should probably shout them out and um, put some sort of shout out in the mentions to them for getting us on. That was our debut, first time ever on the radio, first time
Yeah,
ever internationally. I think that's pretty cool.
that's pretty cool. I'd been in the
Yeah.
UK and never being on the radio, and then we get a second one today. CBJ Radio, internet radio station in Wyoming,
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
US.
yeah. So weird.
Yeah.
I'm
Uh,
just
but
just trying to think, how will we go about connecting them to this? Actually, when they know we appreciate it,
yeah,
not just like,
I think we just tagged them when we post this up. We give them a big shout out. We let them know how appreciative that we are, and I mean we're hopefully doing them a favor too, as people will maybe start listening. And you know what? And on that show, man, the new band's new music part 2, it's on Mixcloud actually. So there's a shout out there if people want to take a listen. We're around 23 minutes in is the song, and then around 30 minutes is when he starts talking about London. I think that was the best part of the whole show. They didn't realize that London was a city in Canada, in Ontario. He thought there was just London over in the UK.
yeah, I was my part of my concern with those guys was originally I was like, oh, I'm so stoked we're gonna be um, in on like a UK station and like being played. It'd be so cool. They're so into rock there, and then I thought, does he think we're in the UK?
I
Does
honestly
he?
thought that was where I was going with it.
Yeah, yeah. And I was like, because he seemed shocked to even like be talking about a London outside of where he was. So I was like, oh shit. Um,
And then I think you missed it, but the best part is like another 2 songs later, and people that want to listen to this is amazing. He Wikipedia's us. He throws on Wikipedia and goes, you can't trust everything on Wikipedia, but he goes, there is another London, Ontario. And then he goes on and reads like the census, like for what the population is and whatnot. And then the best part is he realizes there's another Thames River. And I think that's the part that cracked me up. I was like, this is incredible. Like the guy has no idea the similarities between London, England and London, Ontario for something. So
it's like
yeah,
we were catching firsthand someone just figure out
yeah,
that we're not bullshitting. Like these guys are
exactly.
actually from Canada.
Canada.
Um,
We actually threw some music together and played
yeah,
it.
yeah. It was great. It was surreal. I kind of went through like a super high in like no time. It went from like okay, we talked about it for probably the whole week, like, oh, we're gonna be on the radio and blah blah blah. But when the time came, it didn't really hit me until about 2 o'clock, which is when the program started, and I was like, man, we're gonna be on this. This is pretty cool because the guy was chatty. I think that's
Yeah.
what's got me. Like he was so chatty. I was like, he's gonna say something about us, and then I was like, but what is he gonna say about us?
Well, and the best part is like our song gets played, and then there's like 2 songs that go right after,
Oh.
and we're both sitting there going, we're messaging back and forth, going, ah, man, he's not going to say anything. Like that's brutal. It's like he just talked about a whole nother band, and then he was talking about this other one that was completely instrumental, and I'm like, really? And then all of a sudden he goes into our stuff, and I'm like, whoa,
No,
yeah.
he's saying karaoke
Oh, that's right. He
over the
did.
instrumental song. and
That's true.
then
And then
he yeah,
he
so it
does
was
that.
like he's not
And
gonna say it, and
yeah,
then it
that was cool.
turned out to be like one of the best part of the programs. Like when he
Yeah, it
started
was.
talking.
Oh, like I said, and I think, like I was saying to you, I think he mentioned us at least 3 times after that, and he just couldn't believe like London, Ontario existed.
Who
And
would have thought, eh?
it was just amazing. So, yeah, and then the one in Wyoming. I mean, it was nice. It was nice to be on another radio station. So that big shout out to CBJradio.com
CBJradio.com.
in
Yeah.
Wyoming. They put us on there tonight at 8, and it was kind of a nice surprise, man. Just checked our alerts, and there it was. So
It was actually while we were waiting for the UK
yeah,
radio station to play us that we found out through Twitter that we were going to be on another American station. And it was like no one ever reached out to say, hey, we're going to put you in the spin. It was just kind of like,
there it is.
you're in. So
Yeah, and then you told me today, which it's crazy. It's crazy. It's all kind of come up in the last couple of days that we have that other one in Scotland coming up February 1st, that radio station starting up, right?
Yeah, and I wish I was more prepared with the name of that radio station. But
Yeah, you know what? It's uh Bartsy. I don't know. I'll look
yeah,
it up. I would
look
love
it
to
up,
chit
pull it up,
chat,
pull it
man.
up. Um,
But yeah, it was a weird one. It was one that it was strange.
so
I'm
this
not
radio
gonna lie.
station is actually brand new.
Yeah.
They just are looking for new talent in Scotland, and this is what we're trying to figure out the name of, because we're really good at promoting the people who are playing us.
We
But
don't know their names.
no, we don't know their names, but we're going to learn it, and then we're going to pass it on. But yeah, so they just emailed us this morning. It was 7 a.m. when I got the email, and I was pretty happy because this would be a big day for us. We're going to, no, oh, sorry. We should also mention that we have our EP coming out. Our EP is coming out Friday.
Yeah, it's a good call, eh?
Haven't really.
I can't find it right now, but we'll find it. We'll find it for everyone. We'll let everyone know. Might be on the next podcast, but
yeah.
we'll give a big shout. We'll do another one anyways before February 1st, so it's all good.
Yeah,
We'll get them covered.
And with that one, we're actually in rotation. It's not just like I don't know. These other ones are kind of like a one-off showcase, but that one we're gonna be in rotation, which is
sweet. And I think Humber College also give a shout out to Humber College. They're at least giving us some consideration too. A little local, finally somewhere in Toronto. So we're hoping that maybe we can keep this going. But like you said, man, the EP is coming up Friday. That's it's gonna be some pretty. It's gonna be pretty sweet. Hopefully we can just keep this going. 5 songs, 4 new ones for everyone, other than Fix Me, our big single.
Yeah. And then following that, we have a 14 song album at some point. We're releasing in 2021. We don't know when.
Right. Yeah, we're
working on the details. We're working with our people, trying to figure out
when we can get this out there, right?
Yeah. We're just in the final stages of promoting the entire album.
Hopefully it'll be as big as that deal the Blue Jays pulled off with Springer today.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm hoping to be just that big. I don't know about that contract, man.
No, that's why I'm talking to. I don't know if 150 million, 31-year-old.
Right.
With that
and in
being
baseball
said,
years, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Because 31, you can play a few more years and you can DH, but I don't know. And who do they got to give up? Like, who do they got to give up on right now?
Grichuk.
Right. And I don't like that. I like Grichuk, man.
I mean, they would have to. I was actually talking to my brother about that, and he said his idea was Hernandez could DH and you keep the outfield as is.
And then you keep Gurriel out there too, right?
Yeah.
Keep Lourdes out there. That's a tough one, man. I don't know. I'd almost keep Grichuk over. It's so tough. It's so tough.
Yeah.
But the lineup is stacked, though. Yes, it is a great problem to have.
Yeah.
But
we're not used to that.
No, we're never used to that. We're not used to being like, where are we going to put our big boys? Oh, wait, we only have to worry about number 4.
Yeah.
Now we actually can, start to put people in different places. And
there was also the Brantley rumor that then fell through.
But that kind of, it seems to have fallen through now. So I don't know about that one either. That seems strange to me.
Yeah, he's Springer's best friend. He's Springer's best friend. So
and that's why, and then that's kind of was like, well, maybe they would throw him more as a DH, but then what happens to Teoscar and what happens to Lourdes and Grichuk? So, unless they're trying to pull off a package to maybe get another arm or something like that, that'd be an interesting one.
We're getting older though, right? Like that would be an older move. It would be 33 and 31 coming in, and it's funny because I think the contract for Springer was 6 years. Was it 6?
Yeah, I believe it was. Yeah.
Man, he's gonna be. We're talking like this is an old dude getting a 6-year contract. Yeah, I'm 36 this week, so it's like.
That's right. Hey, happy birthday on Friday when that album drops.
Yeah, that was a gift. Present. Well, I know. I feel like that was set up, and you were the one who was.
I aligned those dates.
You aligned those dates. Yeah. I think January 12th was a big day because at some point in my life, I was like, shit, my birthday's in 10 days. So January 12th means a lot to me. That's when the countdown starts.
That's when the countdown begins.
Not so much when I'm older because the countdown is, yeah. It was funny because Rachel messaged me and she was like, big week for you, eh? And I was like, this was probably yesterday. And I was like, yeah, tomorrow we're on the radio and blah, blah, blah. And she goes, no, not because of that. It's your birthday and you have an EP coming out the same day. And I was like, oh yeah. I'm so stoked to be older. Like
exactly. Yeah.
What a big week.
Because being that extra year older is going to make that EP a little bit sweeter.
Yeah. I don't know. They're like, I don't believe the song from a 35-year-old. But if he's 36,
but it's
really
bang
connect
on.
with it.
We
I really
got it.
connect with it. Yeah. So
Exactly.
that's a good
Oh
start.
man, it's gonna be sweet. I'm looking forward to this weekend, seeing how many people can listen on and hear some new music from us too. I mean, I think "Fix Me" it's a good tune, but there's a couple other ones on that EP that certainly I feel like can please the masses out there. You know, I think everyone can enjoy one song at least from that album,
I
if not all of them.
I think they're going to find a nice mix from the EP. The EP is kind of the spectrum of what the album's going to be. I would say, I don't know.
Yeah.
It might be. I don't know. I think it's a nice mix.
And the crazy thing is, man, I think about the other songs too that they haven't heard, that everyone hasn't heard. Everyone out there you haven't heard yet? Man, oh man, there's some good things coming down the pipeline, man. Ones that have been recorded, ones that are going to be on the full album, you know, later on, but also ones that we're still working on.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
But no one knows is this album. So we started almost a year, probably about a year ago.
It's almost a year ago
we started the concept of writing and setting ideas back and forth.
And to think of that, it all started with an Instagram post. You posted a one bass line, and I just was like, it was more of a joke, like more than anything. It was more like, sure, I'll put something to this and send it back to you. And I go back, man, to the days when I was trying to do the sculpting thing for watermelons and pumpkins.
Oh shit! Yeah, I do remember that. I fucked around with you.
You set up the whole fake account, and it's funny because I use that watermelon for work purposes, and people always commented on it, and it almost gives me like some emotional scars because I think back and I'm like, you bastard. I go,
what did I say? Again?
You like roped me along saying that you were interested, you wanted an order for I don't know if it was for the watermelon or for pumpkins, because I was doing both. It was in the middle of the summer too, so that you couldn't get a pumpkin, so I had to get a watermelon.
It was watermelon, yeah. It was watermelon.
And I was carving them, and that's what I really like. I just got this niche for carving pumpkins in October for Halloween, and then summer rolled around. I was like, I don't have anything to do. So I was like, and I think this is pre-kids too. So I was really bored out of my mind and probably drinking way too much in the summer, but I still do that. But anyways, and then you wrote me along, man, and had like an order. And then finally, I think Rach had to crush my dreams, saying like, you know what, Andrew set you up completely. So I'm not going to lie. When we started this, I was like, you know what, is this going to be this all over again? Like, am I just going to set you up this time and crush your dreams?
Oh, it was so good, man. I wish we had a picture of the pumpkins. Like we could just like shoot into this because
no kidding.
I think you did good work.
If everyone can see it right now,
you did good work. Yeah,
it was good. It was good. Yeah, no. It's funny though, man, because and then we kept sending stuff through the lockdown, man. We were locked down. We had nowhere to go. We couldn't go anywhere, and here we are today.
And that's what's actually funny because I think that people are going to be at this point. They're either like on board with what we're doing, like, oh, this is cool stuff, or they're going to be super annoyed just because it's like constant. It's like, this is coming out and this is coming out. This is what we're doing. We're on this radio station. So I hope the message of we're excited about what we're doing comes across, and not so much like these guys are spamming us with this shit. Fix me. If I see Fix Me one more time. But yeah, so the whole thing started, which is funny because at the time we started doing it, and not doing it sounded weird. The time we started writing
and recording music. Yes. Let's put it that way.
Okay, that's it. When we started that, it was at the point of my life because I just turned 35, and that was a point in my life where I was kind of just like, I don't know if I'll do music ever again.
Man, I remember when you sold off like all your gear. I mean,
everything, yeah,
everything. You were ditching everything, and I've always been like a closet guitar player. I'm not hey, I know there's so many people around me that are unbelievable guitar players, whatnot. But I just thought, hey, man, if I can spark your interest again, it would be amazing. And then, man, then you went on a run. You started getting basses back all over
into it, yeah.
And then we started recording, and then we got some tips on how to maybe make this happen. And here we are setting up home studios after renovations or redoing and just a ton of learning and what we could do with it. And hey, look, now we're trying to do a podcast.
Yeah. Well, yeah. See, this is just might add to the annoyance that people will have for
It
us,
could
which is
be.
fine. Which is fine.
It's fine. But you know what? We need to know. So let us know.
Yeah,
If you're
yeah,
listening to this and you're like, guys, you got to stop, then just let us know. We probably won't because actually this
yeah,
is really enjoyable.
yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna
Like we won't share it with you, or you know what, we will. And
we still will.
so
We need the help.
you could tell us if you don't like it, but at the same time, you fuck yourself. No, but just
No,
yeah. So back to
but you could just lay it. Yeah. You
yeah,
just take what you want from us, right?
take yeah, exactly.
Take what you want.
There's a pause, there's a block button, and I'm sure that it'll
You
be
can use it
used
wisely.
frequently. Yeah, so just going back, we'll go back to I guess the history. We should actually explain the name too. The name is kind of uh, original in the sense that I when I first heard the name, I was like, it's great, and then I thought, well, people think we're a record label.
I wondered that too.
Yeah, but it turned out like it's very original. People like it. People dig it, I guess. And
Yeah.
I think no one's
And I think once we kind of went in the background of it, and I mean, even we were talking about the Springer deal there, is that's kind of what it's about. Like we were always, we knew each other through ball. Really, I mean, it was through work, I guess, through significant others, but then through ball, we played ball together, and we're playing Chell and chasing records, man. We were trying to be
yeah,
number one and all that, and even when we're playing ball, right, trying to get number one spot and whatnot, and then kind of had that double entendre with the music part, right? Chasing
yeah,
records, we're trying to make a record, and really that's what it came to be is we were making a record,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. And then so yeah, so just the whole thing started as Nate said on Instagram. Um, and that's kind of it's like an Instagram love story, if you will. It was at the point where I gave up on making music. As you said to me, I just sold everything I had. Good, like probably. I had the problem was in my whole life in Toronto, in my whole entire life, I was since about 20, so not my whole life, half my life. Um, I was always trying to get music going, and in Toronto, I had a band, but I didn't have the gear. I had shit gear. It was basically like $50 basses, and I had like a bass amp that I may have traded for, and it was like just kind of shit gear. So when I moved to London, um, is when I was like, you know, I could have decent gear. I'm not gonna
right,
like I don't have like $3,000 guitars, but
no,
and I was playing guitar in London when I moved here because I just didn't want to I had these ideas, but it was hard to show some ideas on bass.
on base, yeah.
And the whole idea of showing like, look, I have a cool bass line. Do 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 do. No one cares. They're like,
No
you're
one
an idiot.
cares.
Shut up. So 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 I just came and I played shitty guitar. I wasn't a great guitar player. I was like more power, like 95% power chord.
Our chords,
It was
yeah.
yeah, and it wasn't great. But I got into a band here, and so when that ended, it was like the realization
That
that
maybe this just wasn't going to be.
no, and it's the realization of I finally have like in Toronto I had a band, but I had shit gear and like Toronto prices like it's
Oh yeah, it'd
impossible to be like I'm
insane.
going to save up for a good bass. And so when I moved here, I had the gear. So the funny thing is like everything kind of turned around on itself where I had the gear, but I wasn't going anywhere with music.
Right.
So when my band broke up in London, I was kind of like, fuck it. Like this is like I have probably about I think at the time it was probably like close to over $5,000 in gear. And I had just seen my basement for like months, and I had these semi-hollow basses that I loved, and that's all I bought. Oh, sorry, guitars, semi-hollow
Yeah,
guitars,
semi
and
guitars.
I
Yeah,
love semi-hollow. I like the look of a semi-hollow. It
yeah,
was so
it's my go-to,
beautiful.
man. I mean, that's why I have the Rickenbacker. I
Yeah,
just loved it. Right.
and you have that's a good guitar though.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
like
the next one that I want, but the kids know it's the Gretsch White Falcon. I mean,
yeah,
that's my baby that I'd love to, but that's like starting at 3 Gs at minimum.
yeah,
If you're lucky. So
yeah. You got to pull a heist.
it's going to be something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I
yeah.
did, but yeah, it's a tough go. Yeah.
You got to
I
sell a
know. I
car.
know.
So
I'll sell Rachel's car.
yeah,
So,
okay, yeah. You go
yeah.
down to one. So
We're not
yeah,
going
so
anywhere right now, anyways. It's
no,
locked
where are we
in.
going? So yeah, so it was just having all that shit in my house, and I remember, and my guitars weren't like they were like dots,
Yeah,
Epiphone
yeah.
dots. Yeah, and
Yeah,
I had them in every fucking color, man. It was like
yeah,
the same guitar. There's like the worn brown and the cherry red and
yeah.
all that shit. So I came downstairs one day, and I had like a 7 guitar rack, and there was all like color coordinated because I'm a loser. And I was like, they took up this room I'm in currently. It took up the whole room. It was like I had like amps, and I had 2 cabs, 2 guitar heads, uh, and then like a combo. So I had like just so much stuff.
Yeah, it's so much gear.
So, and then I was like, if I get my room back, then I'll get money and I'll get more room in my house. So I just like commit hard, and it went so fast and made
It
me
was
think I
almost
wasn't.
probably better that it went fast though. It's like the band-aid
Yeah, I didn't think
analogy,
about
right?
it.
Just rip it right off. You don't even think about it. Whereas if it's a slow roll, you're going, maybe I hold on to that.
Yeah, but it went so fast. I think it went in like a week, like everything.
What do
My
you
whole
think? Like, do you wish you still had some of that gear? Or are you happy with what you did now?
No. So it was because that was gone that I went back and picked up a bass. So right before the pandemic hit, I was thinking like the guitar wasn't working. It wasn't working in the sense that I am not really adding to a band. I'm just there to fill in the holes, right? I was
Yeah.
writing songs, but they were like very simple songs. And then it was like, this is not, and then it got boring because I was like doing the same, if you're doing power chords rhythm, you're not doing
Yeah.
really anything. And I wasn't really doing anything, but it was like, but I enjoyed when it was loud in like a jam setting. I enjoyed
Right. You
the
enjoyed that.
noise as opposed to like a bass, for example. But when the stuff was all gone, and after like maybe 6 months passed, so this is like probably early 2019. So it was probably about December of 2019 when I was like, I should probably go back to what I liked about music when I had a bass and I was like just like playing the music again to different songs and just like screwing around by myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and that is what led to when the pandemic hit. We had so much free time on my hand. I was like just messing around with bass at that point, and that would led to me posting on Instagram because I was like, this is a second. I have a minute. You have a minute of Instagram before it goes to an IGTV.
Right.
So I would just try and get
Get it
like
under that.
a verse and a chorus transition, and it's 49
You're done.
seconds, and boom. So I did that, and I never did anything like that because my old band, we never did anything. So,
Right.
and then my Toronto band, Instagram wasn't a thing. So I
No,
never
I mean social
really,
media wasn't even out there. It's
no,
yeah.
no, there's YouTube, and then that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. So it was nice to be like, what? I had these ideas that I've had for some of the ideas I had since like 21 years old. And just like, if it's just a verse of a song or something,
Right.
just an idea that I've
Just a
always
little
had.
bit.
So I just threw a bunch up on Instagram, and then you just happened to be bored off your
Out
ass,
of
I
my
guess. You're like,
mind.
shit,
It's
I'm
really
out of your mind. Yeah.
that's right. It was
And
pretty much what that was. There was the pandemic, and I was like, "What am I gonna do? Oh, look,
yeah,
you know what? Maybe I'll, like I said, I'll fuck around with you a little bit." But
yeah.
it
And
turned out to
it's
be
good
a
fuck
good
around.
little,
It's
yeah.
a good fuck around. So it was funny because then even when we got the audio interfaces and we were like, let's go, let's record some good quality shit. I didn't record shit probably 2.5 months after we got them. You'd be like,
Yeah, it's
dude,
true.
and I was just like, I don't know what the fuck
Yeah,
I'm
because
doing.
I got mine and I hooked mine up, got my program all set up, my DAW
Like
set up. I'm
right
like, all
away.
right, and right away, and I started like going, okay, I'm gonna pull this stuff in, and I'm gonna see what I can do with this, and then I started sending you some things back, and I think that's what kind of gave you like the little bug and going, oh man, maybe I should actually try and figure this out.
Yeah, because it's funny because when I first sat down and I just plugged it in and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go at this. I couldn't figure it out, man. I was like, my bass was delayed and I couldn't
Oh,
fix the
you have the
latency of
latency in
it.
there,
Yeah,
yeah,
couldn't fix it, and it turned out it was it didn't update the audio. I just plugged it in and went.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
I didn't like update any drivers or anything.
Yeah.
And then that pissed me off. And then I thought, okay, so if I have a song idea, I think the first song we did record, I recorded on the interface was "Fix Me."
Yeah,
And
it
at
was.
that point, I just played to a click, and we didn't have the drums. It was just a click, and
Yeah,
we had the instrumental of "Fix Me Up."
we had that right away. That was
Yeah,
the first thing.
that's
Yeah,
almost, I would say, probably what, June,
yeah,
July, maybe.
probably June, July in the
Yeah,
summer. Yeah.
of 2020 is when "Fix Me" went up. And the funny thing about "Fix Me" was the first song we recorded as the first song we put drums to, with the intention to be on an album, and it was the last song vocally. that we
Yeah.
finished.
If last song lyrically, because
Yeah.
even lyrically you had lyrics, and then I did it, and you're like, I hate this, and he's like, I don't hate you, I
Yeah.
just hate the lyrics.
No, it just, and
Just you said it didn't work.
it was it was like a learning lesson for not fucking with your creative process, just because you could hear something and like you've been like nailing like the
With the melodies
whole
in there.
melody,
Yeah.
and when I wrote "Fix Me," I was like, I have a melody, and I can't for the life of me ever explain a melody to somebody. I'd be like, it goes like this. Oh no, no, no. And it's like it's terrible. And then when you try to fix that with the lyrics that I provided, it just was I was like,
Well, it was so funny because I said to you, man, I went back to that song. It probably took me a good solid like month to finally like get back to that. It took me, well, I forget what song it was that I ended up writing the lyrics to and recording. And it finally wiped the like slate clean, like the hard drive in my brain. I finally was able to get rid of it. And then and the problem was I wanted to keep some of the lyrics that were in there. Like I wanted to keep certain things, and I was like, there's stuff in here that's good, but I know you said you wanted it changed, but it took everything I had to get your melody out and then try and get another one in. But man, it turned out good.
but you kept
Like
the
song two on
basic,
our track, which is weird, man.
yeah.
Because I don't think I
And
don't know if it was like I think it must have been that short originally, but
it was that short because when I first recorded it, it was intro, chorus, quick verse, chorus to show the idea of the song,
and then
and
we
it
never
just stuck, and we never
never
changed it.
changed it.
We never went back.
Yeah.
We could have
We could have added.
yeah, we could have
I'm glad we
dragged
didn't.
out. Yeah, yeah. Now it is what it is.
It is what it is. It's out there. And you know what? Like we're a week, week and a bit in. We released last Friday. No,
No,
Tuesday.
last Tuesday. Yeah,
Yeah.
8
So
days.
a week and a day in.
Yeah,
And man, we're it's out there. We're getting
yeah,
plays. So I'm happy
yeah,
with it.
yeah. It's
Maybe it was,
great. It's
I think
great.
maybe it was just all came full circle, man.
Yeah, but you kept the concept of Fix Me is
It's
still
still
the
there.
same. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it never changed. I mean, even the riff that you played and you even, Kirsten said, you said to me, you're like, man, she loves that. She
yeah,
loves that riff in there. I said, okay,
yeah.
sure.
It never changed. It never changed. It
Never
just we
changed
couldn't
once.
do it. We couldn't finish that song.
No.
But the
So,
one thing that is in the song still is the "Fix Me" part. For some
yes.
reason, when I wrote it on bass, that's those are the words I heard after like post
Yeah.
chorus,
Yeah. No.
and I don't know why. I was like, it has to be "Fix Me,"
Yeah.
and I have
It
no
worked, but
idea.
it works so well.
Yeah,
And that was the thing, is
it's
that was the part that I was like, I can't take that out. Like just like the fix me, like that just had to go. It had to
yeah,
be in there.
yeah,
And it
yeah.
had to stay kind of the same melodic way too. So that was the hard part, I think, is because I wanted that part to stay, but I knew that other things around it had to change, in order to get there.
Everything had to change. Yeah,
Everything
'cause I
changed.
remember, man, one day we release the original chorus I had, and it's going to be so funny and so bad, but we won't release it until we could establish ourselves where we can embarrass
So we can embarrass
ourselves
ourselves.
and be like, this is the original concept,
Of
and
that
it's going
song.
to be it's be laughable at this point. But
Man, it's so sweet. Well, man, you know what? This is crazy because we've got our EP coming Friday.
EP out Friday,
The stories of others,
part 1,
and we should next
right
podcast we
here,
should talk about that. Yeah, right there, part
part
one.
1.
I got the website behind me.
Yeah,
So
we're shamelessly promoting.
yeah,
Shamelessly, it's okay.
www.chasingrecords.ca. Yeah, man.
And we're on YouTube and everywhere. We're everywhere.
Everywhere.
We're
All
on
the social-
TikTok. I don't use it, but it's there. Actually, it's funny.
there.
Before we get off this, I'll say TikTok, for whatever reason, I think we have like 13 followers, and 2 are my stepdaughter. She has 2 accounts, and I don't know why, and she followed both on both accounts. So we have 11 other than her.
That's
And
hilarious.
the funniest and cutest thing that happened was she was at her dad's one day, and I posted a teaser up, and she was like talking to me through the comment section of the teaser, and she's like, "Can you ask mom something for me?" And I was like, and I
Oh,
tried to like message her, but her account's not like her account at her dad's house is not tied to a phone number, so she
oh,
can't private message.
yeah,
So it was like we're having a full on like 12 like back and forth conversation each about
through
she
TikTok.
wanted Roblox money,
Oh,
Robux, and she was just communicating with me through TikTok.
that's
But
incredible.
we have no one following us TikTok. We don't really promote TikTok, but
No, we
our
don't.
videos get over 200 views on TikTok. and I have
That's
no
crazy.
idea. Yeah, I just put it up there and say teaser 4 or 3, whatever it was, and then it just
Just
goes.
goes.
And
Hey, man.
but people aren't liking it because they're not following us on TikTok. They're like,
Or are
oh
they just we just haven't got that viral post
yeah,
yet.
or it's just my stepdaughter just going and
And
replaying it.
keep
Going,
things
who
replaying
knows?
200
Who
times.
knows? Who knows?
I don't
Maybe
know.
that's
You know what? And
probably it.
it's talking quickly about kids. Like my son Graham, he was brushing his teeth the one night and he was singing a song. Rachel goes, "What song is that?" And he's like, "Oh, that's one of Dad's songs. It's Chasing Records." And she looks at me and go, "Yeah, it's legitimate. I was doing something in the vocally for it and probably doing it 300 times."
Yeah.
And it was just incredible. I said it's got to be catchy. Like obviously he's picked it up. So yeah, man, it's pretty funny.
Tell him that we can make a 3-minute music video of him just brushing his teeth singing the song, and that could be the
Giddy
music
up. Hey,
video.
that could be it.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
might actually be our next TikTok right there. That could
Yes.
go viral.
Yes. Well, tell
I
him.
don't think
And
it
tell
can
him.
be. I don't think it'd be 3 minutes, like 30 seconds. I think those things are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're 36 years old, TikTok really isn't.
No, I know. Yeah, nothing ages me more in TikTok.
Yeah, no kidding.
Nothing.
Nothing.
All right,
All right,
buddy.
man.
So this is it.
That was
This
it.
is
That was
done.
sweet. All right, let's wrap this thing up next
We're
week.
Yeah. I don't know what
All right.
day yet. We'll surprise you.
We'll surprise everyone. All right.
All right.
Peace
Take
out.
it easy.